Hey, NHS teachers, I could use your help. So the way we're set up here in Nakusa, and it's been this as long as I've been here, and I'll keep going this for some time, is that we have a lot of Nakusa families who say that I want my students to go to the local schools for elementary, for middle school, to have the personal touch. But when it's time for high school, then I'm going to look to Lincoln or some area, a larger school, for a chance to have a wider selection of class offerings and those things. Now, that may be the right choice for some families. But I wonder, and I'm thinking about, are we doing a good enough job here at AMS of telling our story, of helping our students picture themselves at NHS, seeing what they could do when they are there? So several of you know that I've had 3 children attend Nakusa High School. My youngest is a senior right now, but my oldest 2, so Rachel just graduated college and Kenyon's a sophomore, and they have not been disadvantaged by going to a smaller school in a high school. Matter of fact, they are thriving. They're doing well. And I think that that story for me, but also just the chance for them to have more of a personal touch and to know people really benefited them. And I wouldn't have changed it any other way. But how do we get that story out? How do we let people, our families as well as our students, help see themselves at NHS better other than just leave it the best unknown? So what I'm proposing is that I'd like to make a series of videos, one each for every department at NHS, that lets you tell your story. Introduce yourself, talk about the type of things you do, get some testimonials from students who really get something out of it, and let me show that to the students here at AMS. So obviously the immediate audience for this is probably the 8th graders, especially with registration coming up. But I show a morning video to everybody here at AMS, and I'd like everybody to see that, to get some idea about here's what's coming up, so they can think on that for future years that are coming up, not just right before registration comes. So each video would run about 3.5 to 4 minutes. And what I'd like to be in each video would be this. So an introduction of you personally. Now, if it's a department of like math, you would have multiple teachers, whereas if it's world language, it's Senora. So however it is, give a personal introduction. Number 2, talk about what classes you offer at NHS. Certainly not just the beginning levels, but what type of things you can do throughout there. Number 3, what type of events or activities do you do, like the musical, FBLA competitions, you name it, what middle schoolers want to do things, not just learn things, and just really emphasize those type of things. And then finally, could I start organizing some short testimonials, like 30 to 35 seconds each, from NHS students who are really into that department, who get something out of it, so people can hear from fellow students about what they can get to it. Again, the goal here is that we want students to help picture themselves at NHS, to be able to try it on for size, see what it would look like, see if they can see themselves in the videos I'll be showing them. So I'd like to start with the elective classes because those are the choices that our incoming freshmen are going to have to show. I'd like to show these prior to the class registrations. But at some point, I'd like to do this for all NHS departments because, hey, you do great work. You all have a story to tell. And I'd like that story to be a well-familiar one here at AMS, a lot more than it is right now. All right. Thanks for your help, and I'll be in touch. Take care.